Hello there. I'm Helen Sadler, your destiny helper. I'm here to answer another question on tonight. And the question is, I'm constantly abused by the narcissist and I can't leave, but I want to get out. How do I get out? You know, there are many things that people tell you about getting out. And if you don't have children, it's easier. But when you are married to the narcissist and you have children, it's not so easy to get out because you still have to go to, if you have not called the police during the time of the violence, you need to. You need to make a record of the occurrence. You cannot protect the narcissist. Many of you, the reason you're going through such violence and the reason it's continuing is because you have learned to protect the narcissist at all costs. And you got to remember the addiction you have will prevent you if you don't think above what you say your heart is saying to you. In the same email, it was, but I love them and I don't want them to go to jail. If you love them to the pain that you are being endured, the lower narcissist or the upper mid-grade, the lower mid-grade narcissist, you can get hurt because the lower narcissist a lot of time find pleasure in your pain. And it's the extent of the pain. The pain, you said that you're in your own blood, you're bleeding, and you said, once I bleed, once he break open the skin, it seemed like he changes. He changes into another man. He loves on me. He honors me, and everything is all right. But is it all right? You mean that it takes me to be beaten, to be blundered, to be almost dead for you to love me? Then how many times can you take that? How many times can you deal with that? He's not going to change. A narcissist is a narcissist. It's a personality disorder. It is not something that he's go through because he's drinking or he's on drugs. It's drugs. It's who they are. And you must recognize that at the cost of the hurting heart, you need to get out. And what happened if you have children is even worse because the narcissist will commence to violating those children if you don't do something about it. The lower narcissist, the way he thinks, when you wound him, when you don't give him what he wants, when you don't give her what she wants, because this is male and female. You have violent female narcissists that will fight. And these female narcissists, most of them said, the person said it's like they black out. And then by the time they come to them, they've hit me with something, stabbed me. Look, I mean, you have to want to defend yourself. You got to want to live more than they want you to hurt. Once you want to live more than they want you to hurt, you will seek help. Every time you need to make a police report, you need to make a police report. If you have the children and you're concerned about the children, when you go to the court of law, it's your word because you haven't called the police. With all the evidence you're going through, it's word only. So you leave it to the courts to decide how true that is, especially when he counteract that. When he say those are not true, that she wants to manipulate me. She wants to control me. I've done everything I could for the family. I love my family. I want to be with my family. But every time I turn around, she's always threatening me with the family, wanting to take the kids. Do you have a police report of the abuse? No, there's no police report because it never happened. Then he found out you've been married for 8 years. There's not one police report. That will not be in your favor. Every time there is an incident, make a police report. Tell a friend. Most narcissists will isolate you. They want you isolated to keep you to themselves because narcissists are very selfish. They look at you as their supply. And yes, their supply, they want their specimen away from everybody. They want their supply isolated. And this is at fuel at will. Anytime they want fuel, whether it's positive fuel, negative fuel, challenge fuel, thought fuel, they want all of this when they want to. So you have to decide that I'm going to do something more than just sit here and die. Because if you love the children, don't let him or her get to the children. It won't stop at you. The only person they won't do that to is the one child that they pull as the golden child. The golden child usually get away with everything, but the rest of the children or the other child will be the scapegoat. They will get punished for everything. And if you're not strong enough to bring an end to this by filing a police report, because if you commence to domestic violence, depend on what state you're in, many courts have taken up domestic violence on their own, and even if you drop the case, the courts will pursue it to the fullest extent of the law. And if you don't have a state that will prosecute that domestic violence, the DM, to the full extent of the law, make a police report. Too many police reports will go into your favor. Then you go get a court order, restraining order, where they will cause them to leave the house. Because if you call the police, the first thing they want to do is take him to jail. You can go get a court order, the restraining order, that he won't be so many hundreds of feet be within your parameter or the children's parameter. Then you have to get a court order, start getting advocates, child advocates, get therapists to talk to the children. Let the children say what is going on with them. Let the children talk to them. Let the children, they'll draw pictures if they can't properly or adequately explain. And you have to protect the kids, because not all narcissists are not even safe with their own children. Once you do that with the advocacy, the child advocacy, and you can go to the courts, and many of times they will get CPS involved. CPS will get special therapists. They will get special psychologists. If they don't, you do. Take your child to a special psychologist. If you cannot afford it, go to your city and see what kind of programs they have to assist you. Because if you have no income, the narcissist will not let you work, and they got different programs that would assist you. They would even allow you to go into protection from DM. They will pull you away, put you where the narcissist doesn't know where you and the children is, put you in a home. There are many programs that can be offered to assist you. You just have to know the program, how the program work in your state. If you will write me, I can assist you. Go to destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. I will do some research along with Dr. Carmen Bryan. Those of you know her, and you can go on her YouTube channel. She is a professional therapist that specializes in narcissism. She can assist you with all of the programs, therapists also, and when the professional help that you would need. Maybe we can commence that in your area, see what we can do, or we can give you instructions, and you will have to carry out that plan. You will have to do the legwork to get that done. When the narcissist abuse you and is violent toward you, that is a form of fuel. They feel better, and you said the pressure looked like it lifted up off of him because he got fuel. That's negative fuel. And a lot of time a narcissist will start an argument because that's fuel. Your hurt, your response, your being broken down, your fear, your terror, all of that is fuel. They're using it. They live on fuel. You're providing fuel. Your fuel is just very painful, very costly, but they will use it. And some of you have said, he even go to beat my children. I have to keep them out of school a couple of days till they heal. What is wrong with you, Mom? You got to protect your child. Protect your child. You can do this as much as you can. If the incident happened and you were not able to do anything, call the police. Tell the police if necessary to remove him out of the house. Remove your stuff out of the house. If you have family and they have not poisoned your family, smeared your name or smeared your character, your influence, because a lot of times the narcissist will isolate you from the family and then they will pull your family away from you. They have flying monkeys, they have generals, they have sergeants, they have lieutenants. It depends on the ranking order. The lower narcissist usually don't have a lot of friends. He don't have a big regime around him. So, and they are usually violent. So the violent, it seems like he is a lower narcissist. They struggle with employment, they struggle with stability, they struggle with friends. And they almost have like a vagabond spirit. Nothing solidifies. They are not satisfied. They can't keep a job. They got a job here, job there, doing this. And then they are just totally violent. And once they committed that violence, the stress of it left because they've got fuel. You became fuel. A very painful way of getting fuel, I may add. But you are special. You are important. And you are powerful. And many times you lose yourself. You lose your power with the narcissist. But it's not over. You can regain yourself. You can regain your power. You can regain who you are. Because more than likely, that has been lost in the mist. You don't know who you are. You become whatever necessitates the peace of your house. That's what you've become. Even if you're hidden away, nobody talks to you. You're not allowed to talk on the phone. You're not allowed to have a phone. You're not allowed to go to the store unless you're told. And when you do, you're given a limitation in time to be back. The time it takes for you. There are ways to do things. And we don't want to say it publicly. But you can get instructions, so write me. Or feel free to go to Dr. Carmen Bryan. Go to her YouTube channel as a professional therapist. She can assist you in ways you have not even thought of, that have not even registered in your mind. How do you get out? By first wanting to. Your want to get out have to be more than your need for the narcissist. Once you call the police, a police report is made. The violence is verified. If you and your own blood is verified. The first thing the police will do, they want to lock him up. They want you to go to the hospital. You go to the hospital. You get a report. You get it documented. You make sure you have a paper trail that the courts can see. And the courts will see you as a mom making an effort to free yourself. The courts are more favorable when they see your effort to free yourself. More favorable when they see your efforts in freeing your children. Favorable. It will work for you. But you got to have a paper trail. If you don't have any children, it's only a door and the turn of a knob to keep you. Leave. Go. Don't stay. Love is not enough to die for. It's enough to live for. And that's not living. Even if he tell you he's sorry, he go back through the honeymoon phase and tell you again that he loves you. Believe me, you're in for another startling event. It will happen again. In PD. It's not temporary. It's permanent. So it's all the time. I pray that the information I've given you, God is always there. He will never leave you. He will never forsake you. He will never, ever leave you. Access all of your means, even God. Remember, a paper trail is power in your hands. Excuse me. Going to the hospital is power in your hands. Protecting your children, you are in power. Now empower yourself by living. Get up. You get up. You do it again, because you can love yourself in ways you only thought you could. And you are everything beautiful. You are everything marvelous. You are everything wonderful. And you are everything powerful. Beating, abuse, and torture is not who you are. It's who they are. Every illegal transference, we don't receive it because it's not who we are. I pray that this has helped you. If you need me further, Helen Sattler, Destiny Hepper, 12s at gmail.com. Destiny Hepper, 12s at gmail.com. Just Destiny Hepper, 12s at gmail.com. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Don't forget, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Push the bell, and every time I come, it will register, and it will send you an alert. Like and share the page. It can help somebody else. I'm Helen, your Destiny Helper. I am on your side, and I believe in you. Get up again. You can do it, and you will.